Hey everybody, it's Jim D. There's still a lot of work left to be done on this track, but it's opening day, so let's check it out. Welcome back to Indiana Diecast Racing. We're back from the longest hiatus since the channel was launched 2.5 years ago. Since the end of the Death Race tournament, we've been hard at work demolishing the old track to pave the way for a slightly better than mediocre track with actual wooden supports, not cardboard popcorn boxes. A new remote-operated start gate from JLH Crafts has been installed. A 3D printed laned 90-degree turn from spool heads sits in the first corner, and as you can see, there's quite a bit more lane track this time, as well as a massively long coroplast straight following turn 2, built with prototype designs again from spool heads. You might have noticed the diorama has much work left to do, so for the time being, all those great channel and team stickers will reside near turn 4. And as you can see, no more tricky triangle, now it's the Savage Square. Much like the previous track, there's still an overpass and a fat track final straight, but for now, the fatal funnel is no more until I can decide what I'm going to do with the finish line. Watch for track updates throughout the year. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, Indiana Diecast Racing is proud to present the opening races of the Final Fantasy Fracas. With well over 300 entries, what is probably the largest tournament ever will run for most of 2023. As in previous tournaments, cars will run in groups of 4, with the top 2 in points advancing to the next round. They'll earn 4 points for first, 3 for second, 2 for third, 1 for fourth, and a dreaded donut for a DNF. An as yet undetermined number of wildcards will be selected from the eliminated cars based on points scored in on-track events. On to the first of over 80 groups. Leading off the entire tournament, it's Jackrabbit from House Cup champions Tex 10 Racing in Gonzo, a hot tub surf monster thing weighing in at a massive 100 grams. From the venerable Flips Racing and the Low Country Diecast Racing League, Remy 12 Gauge returns in Orange Crush, an extended custom auto weighing an amazing 106 grams. It wouldn't be an IDR video without a driver from Arlo Racing. Their first of the tournament is Kiki driving the Pink Nightmare, a fig rig weighing a hefty 74 grams. And lastly, it's Lone Star from Live Young Diecast, who's also building a new track driving Four Eyes, a bifocal 2 coming in at a group low 65 grams. 345 grams of car on the track all at once. The fracas is underway as Jackrabbit uses that inside lane to pull ahead. They round the new Hagrid turn and race down the coroplast, and Jackrabbit sails over turn 3. Remy assumes the lead as Kiki and Lone Star get into it. Remy the first to sail through the square and over the line for the win. Oh, well, there's Lone Star for second, but it looks like Kiki's on her side just beyond turn 5. Jackrabbit exited turn 2 with the group hot on his heels, bounced off the walls a couple times, setting up a wall climb as he entered turn 3, launching himself up and over the wall. I have a feeling that's going to be a super dangerous curve. Well, we tried a start gate camera and the footage was garbage, so we'll have to try something different next video. They rotate around with Lone Star and Jackrabbit on the front row. Lone Star is slow out of the gate as Kiki holds the slimmest of leads. Around the back of Hagrid's, and Jackrabbit pulls ahead. This time he successfully navigates turn 3 and they're flying through the square. Coming to the final straight, it's Jackrabbit, and Remy 12 Gauge makes a late pass to steal second from Kiki. Lone Star takes fourth, and that'll be the first 4-car completed lap on the new track. Kiki had a good start, but wow, those ultra-heavy cars just showed us how fast they can be if they can hold it together. Remy with a 3-point lead after 2. The heavies start in back for lap 3. Lone Star gets a push from Remy, and they take advantage of that inside lane. Quickly into single file, they whip around turn 3, and Remy rolls in 4. Lone Star pulls away as Kiki fights her way around Remy, and it looks like Jackrabbit has wrecked as well. Oh no, and Kiki will miss out on a very important 3 points as she's rolled on her side on the backside of the square. It'll be a triple DNF for Group 1 on lap 3. They all survive turn 3, but Jackrabbit gets loose on the exit and both he and Remy roll in turn 4. That is a super tough transition. Slow and Steady takes a 1-point lead as Lone Star has been the only driver to avoid a DNF. Jackrabbit will all but have to win lap 4 to advance. I think that's Remy on the pole with Jackrabbit lined up behind him. It is, and the heavies jump out to a quick lead. Remy leads Jackrabbit to the coroplast around turn 3. Ooh! Remy's off the track! Jackrabbit nearly rolls and Lone Star's all over him. They round the final corner and lap 4 is Jackrabbit, Lone Star, and Kiki. Both Remy and Jackrabbit go low to high in turn 3, exiting awkwardly, and Remy winds up running through the infield only to get launched into the IDR sign and achieves maximum sub-track safety service. Lone Star wins in the lightest car of the group, and Jackrabbit will pass Remy for second on the back of 2-lap victories. That was incredibly feast or famine, and we'll move on to Group 2. Hailing from miniature car racing, Wes Cozen is competing in Lloyd, a bricking speed weighing 56 grams. Riding a sparkly purple skate grom weighing 59 grams, it's Gnarly G from G4 Diecast Racing. Representing Big Al's custom diecast, The Fields is piloting a super lightweight Indy 500 oval called Cheetah, weighing what is probably a stock 34 grams. Rounding out Group 2, it's Major Robert from Death Race finalist Funky Mother Chicken Racing in Roger Ranger, a flame runner weighing 42 grams. Literally half the weight of the first group here, and the cameraman has yet to figure out the right angle. Here they go, the inside lane pulling ahead. Wes getting a push from the Fields, taking the early lead. The Fields slides through the transition and Gnarly G tries to pass. They round the final turn as the Fields makes a pass in reverse to take the win. Wes Cozen second, Gnarly G third, and Major fourth. The lighter cars handling turns 3 and 4 much better, though the Fields nearly coughs up second when he spins. Wes Cozen slows in the Savage Square, allowing the Fields to breeze by Mater style for the W. Big Al's on top after one. They rotate around, points leader the Fields on the pole. He gets a great jump and builds a solid lead into turn 2. Wes and Gnarly get up to speed and close on the Fields. Ooh, something happens and the Fields explodes off the track. Wes and Gnarly battle in the square, and it looks like Wes Cozen will coast to the lap 2 victory. The Major comes out of nowhere to make a late move, and we'll have to check the replay to see if he was able to pass Gnarly G for second. It's apparently dangerous to be the first to enter turn 3, and for whatever reason the Fields is the victim this time. Gnarly G pressures Wes in the square but can't get it done. Major Robert somewhat comes out of nowhere to challenge Gnarly G, and officials have called it in favor of Gnarly G, who will take 3 points for that lap. Wes Cozen assumes a 2-point lead over Gnarly G. Major Robert looking to recover from a major deficit on the pole. It's a fairly even start, and the group passes Haggard's turn together, and the Fields is back out front. Gnarly G struggling in the back as Wes catches the Fields. Major Robert spins out, and it's a 2-car race. No! Wes has spun out as well, and that's going to allow the Fields to run away with lap 3. Ooh, and in fact it'll be a triple DNF as Wes is hung up on the wall. Major Robert is off track, and Gnarly G has stalled near the gas station. The Fields whipped around the outside of turn 2 like a pro to take the lead from the Major, and slides exiting turn 3, giving Wes Cozen a chance to pass. He slows in the square, giving Wes another chance, but the Fields' luck holds out, and he snatches a lap victory. The Fields reclaims the lead with his second lap win. He and Wes are in good position heading to the final lap. It'll be Gnarly and Major up front, Wes and the Fields in the back. Gnarly G gets out front early. Oh, he spins and Wes is sideways too. The Fields dives into the fray to pass Major Robert and they're single file. The Major falls off the track while the rest of the group stays close. Gnarly G hits the home stretch with the lead, and it's close, but it's Gnarly, the Feels, and West Cozen. What a finish for Group 2. Gnarly tries to pull off some sort of grind on the Coroplast, and it nearly results in disaster. The Feels totally takes advantage and fights West Cozen for second all the way to the finish line. The Feels hangs on to win Group 2, and Gnarly G ties it up with West Cozen, so we'll head back to the track for the first runoff of the tournament. This will be sudden death, and West gets the inside lane because he finished better than Gnarly on 2 of the 3 laps they both completed. West with a marginal lead, and he comes out of turn 2 in front. Gnarly spins! So does West, but he just keeps trucking in reverse, and West Cozen will advance to round 2. Gnarly's probably out, but remember, there will be some surprise wildcards announced later. Congratulations to Lone Star, Jackrabbit, The Feels, and Wes Cozen. This has been Jim D for Indiana Diecast Racing. Be sure to check in next time for more slightly above mediocre diecast racing and the continuing round 1 action of the Final Fantasy Fracas. I almost said Death Race.